here and 2 here. Okay, well, okay, we check on the source, so these are the good values. So we start again? No, 0 is not here. Okay, so let us continue. So now I will introduce some result about the stabilization. So internal stabilization of the equation. And after, we will consider the wavemaker problem. And if we have enough time, maybe we can we will be able to deal with the BBM equation at the end of this course. Okay. So what about the stabilization? Okay, so what do you do? So we should consider the KdV equation. And okay, we will add some damping term, say like this, B of x, y equals 0. So this is for x between 0 and capital L. We take the homogeneous boundary condition. Okay. Okay. And so what can be said about B? So B is a function which is, we can take something which is infinitely smooth, not to have any problem with regularity, but actually it's not completely necessary. B is non-negative. And you say that B has to be strictly positive for x in a subdomain. Okay. Okay. So the stabilization with this kind of damping was first investigated by Perla Manzala, Vasconcelos, and Zoissois. So in some paper in 2002. Okay. And so what they obtain several results. The first one, which is interesting, is that so it tells you that if the length is not critical, then you don't need any additional damping. You have a local exponential stability in L2. So I mean without any damping, actually. You don't need to add this thing. You just look at KdV with this homogeneous boundary condition. You have a natural dissipation at the boundary, thanks to which you are able to prove the local exponential stability. And as I said to you, actually, when L is a critical length, you can find, for instance, when L is 2 pi, you have stationary solution for the linearized equation. And actually, you don't have exponential stability of the linearized equation. And probably there is no exponential decay for the full equation, actually. So it's a quite interesting result because it relates the control property to the natural asymptotic behavior of the equation. And we should also quote some result of Goubet and Chen. Some similar results. So they obtain a similar result for a length that was less than some value which was less to the first critical length, actually. Well, this is the first result. So now, of course, the question could be asked, what happens when your length is critical? So when the length is critical, there is no hope to obtain some exponential decay. But if you add some damping, you can make it. So we consider actually any length, critical or not. And they prove that if omega is a set like this, so you take a neighborhood of the both extremities, then we have actually a global exponential decay. Still in L2. Okay, so if you add the damping in a neighborhood of both extremities, you can recover the exponential decay, and actually you can have a global property. So, of course, a natural question is if you can remove this assumption, the fact that the damping has to be applied at the neighborhood of both extremities. So here and here. And actually, it is true. It is a result by Ademir Pasotto. So actually, the result is true for any position of the control region. So for any omega, you have the same result, provided, of course, that omega is non-empty. So maybe you have to assume that it is strictly larger than a positive constant to avoid difficulty. So the result in 2006. So same result for any omega. And so there was also a result by Lingyu Zhang and myself. So it was in 2005, sorry. So in 2006, so same result. If you replace ux by, so something like that, so you can take this thing to simplify. I call, no, it's y, so it's y. So by something like that, so y to the power p, yx with p strictly less than 4. Well, actually, we have considered more general nonlinearity, but well, we can deal with this one, with p take integral value. So it's still okay, actually, you obtain a global stabilization, even if the nonlinear term is like this. And so to be precise, actually, you can have some estimate like this. So you are less than some function which depend to the initial state in L2 with some decay like this. And B is some increasing function. And tau does not depend on the initial state. So it's a fixed constant. Okay, so how to prove that? You need some unique continuation property. Well, that I can state. I think it's not difficult to understand, and it is interesting in itself. So tool, some unique continuation property that I will state as follows. So I will just take omega. Defined like this, L prime. It is any subinterval of 0, capital L. And okay, assume that you have a solution of a KdV equation with a nonlinear term quite arbitrary, actually. I will give precisely the assumption. You assume that at time, at position x equals 0, your solution is 0. Huh? You assume that y is identically 0 on L prime, so on omega times 0 capital T. And finally, for the regularity, which is important for this kind of a problem, you assume this thing. So it is essentially bounded in time with value in H1, and you just assume that A is continuous function on R. So if you have all of this, you have that Y actually is 0 everywhere. Okay? Okay, so you have this kind of property, and so what we assume is that Y is 0 R, and also that Y is 0 in this set. Okay, you have this kind of property, and to prove it, actually, we need some global Kalman estimate that I will give actually later on. Okay, and so what is known? So when P equals 4, you have still a result. But after, for P larger than 4, it's completely open. So it's a result by Felipe Linares and Ademir Pazotto in 2006. So you assume that P is 4. And you have, so, local exponential stability in L2 for any open set omega included in 0 capital L. Okay? So the nonlinearity is so y to the 4yx. Okay? So now a lot of open question. So first, global stability, I don't know. Exponential stability when P is 4. And also, what happens when P is larger than 4? So, if you put some damping, is it sufficient to prevent the blow up? We don't know, actually. There is no guess. Actually, no guess. We don't know exactly what happens. So it's a difficult issue. So this is for a bounded interval. Actually, there are also some results on some unbounded interval. Here, sometime I will talk a little bit about that. Okay, so now I switch to the last kind of control to investigate is the control to the left. Okay, so this is section 4 with the wave maker problem. Control at x equals 0. Okay. So the idea was the following. Okay, you look at this device. So you have what we call a wave maker. It is something that can move as you want, and you can control it. Okay, and okay, you have some canal with water inside. And the issue is, okay, so at the end, maybe you have something like for a beach. So you have the waves are disappear here in quite natural way without any bands. Okay, and the issue is, okay, what can be done with that? Can we obtain any wave? Well, what can be done? Okay, that's the wave maker problem. So, of course, you can consider several models. You could consider, for instance, Euler equation, but it's probably very difficult. And okay, what can be done for KdV? So, for KdV, actually, what you have to do is to control from the left and to see what happens. And actually, the things are not not the same as for the control from the right. It's quite different. And so we have some result that I will give you shortly. Okay, so result, so theorem. So I proved it in 2004, and it has been improved later on by Glass and Guerrero. So you consider any time t and any length capital L, and you assume given a function, so a function y t, y bar, which is so continuous in time with value in h2 and c1 in time with value in L2 of 0L and h1 in time with value in h1. Well, you have to assume some regularity, and actually, okay, it is a solution of KdV. So you can think, for instance, you can consider a soliton. It could be a solution like this. But, okay, you have to assume that this solution is 0 very far from x equals 0. So it should be 0. Well, it's not a big assumption. And finally, at time 0, okay, you are at some state y0 bar. So the result says the following thing. So you have a trajectory. Actually, you can reach it at some time if you start very close in house from the initial state. And this is called the controllability to the trajectory. Okay? So I mean, you have some given trajectory. I don't say anything about the value at 0, but after some time, if you apply a control at 0, you will be able to collapse with this trajectory. So there exists a positive number delta such that if you have a state phi in H3 with so the good boundary condition at capital L, so something which is 0, and it has to be very close to the initial state of the given trajectory in the norm H3. Well, maybe it was H3 actually here. Okay. So if you have that, then there exists a function y such that, okay, so y will be quite smooth. So typically it is H3, and it is H1, H1 with, okay, with now the following property. So it is the solution of KdV. At the right, you have zero boundary condition. At time 0, you are precisely in this function. And finally, at the final time, so at time capital T, you take the same value as the previous trajectory. So if we do a picture, so we have a trajectory like this, with this y bar. You start very close to the initial state of y bar, and okay, you are able to reach some point of y bar. And this is the idea. This is so-called controllability to the trajectory. So of course, you could protest because I didn't say what is the value of y at 0. Huh? So actually, you can make it, and you can prove that the trace, so it may be the control you take, and it could be actually in H1. Actually, this is some implicit formulation in which we don't want to precise exactly what is the value of the control, what exactly you want to control at 0. So it may be, for instance, y, the value y, the trace. So for the control, one can take, so y is 0, which is some function h of t, and actually you can take h in this class. Okay, it's a possibility to state the theorem, but actually for the wave maker problem, it's more convenient actually to consider this combination. So this expression, which actually is related to the velocity when we go back to the Boussinesq formulation. And this thing actually is exactly the velocity of the wave maker. So that's actually the control that you have. So this is another possibility. And you say that this is the control. And this time, so h is just now in this space. But it is continuous. Okay? So for the wave maker problem, okay, you can indeed solve it. You can reach any trajectory by a convenient control of the wave maker. So for instance, you can reach any soliton for the KdV, but at the same time, if you have a soliton, by some good motion of the wave maker, you are able to destroy it. Actually, you can also prove the null controllability, it's a byproduct. And so if you have any soliton, by a convenient motion of the wave maker, in theory, you should be able to generate waves that should cancel the soliton. But this was the statement. And as I say, it was improved by Glass and Guerrero as far as the smoothness, the regularity is concerned for the solution and the control. So they were able actually to reach less regular states. So actually that's the same result, exactly the same formulation, but you change the space. And so it was proved in 2008. So same statement with different space. So typically, the initial state should fulfill this kind of assumption. It should be less than this thing in the L2 norm. And you replace H3 by L2. You have this kind of thing. And so you have actually a null controllability in L2. And you can say actually that the control is in this space. So it is in the good space. Okay? Okay. And of course, the solution will be also in the classical space. Okay. So the results are not as good as the previous result we obtained with the control at the right, because here we just say more or less that we can control to 0. And it turns out actually you don't have exact controllability. You cannot say you can reach any L2 state. And the reason is that actually we have a smoothing effect. And due to the smoothing effect, it's like for the heat equation, we cannot reach any state in L2 by a control applied at the left. I will go back to this problem later. So what are the tools? So as I said, now it behaves like the heat equation. So the main tool is the Kalman estimate. I will just give a statement of it. So the Kalman estimate is like some energy estimate, but you put some weight. And in some sense, with that, you don't want to see the influence of the initial state and of the final state. That's the main feature of this kind of estimate. And I call it a Kalman one because I don't assume that the function to be with compact support in space. I don't make this kind of assumption. And so the estimate is the following. So you have this kind of estimate. You control all these things, and you have to put some weight. So the weight is very, very small at time t equals 0 and capital T. You have some exponential, actually. So it should be exponential of minus 2s some function psi of x divided by t, capital T minus t. So I say that this thing is less than some constant time. So you compute the operator, that is, so qt plus q3x, and you take the same rate. Okay, and now you have to complete this thing with some observation, and the observation is the following. So you just take the second derivative with exactly the same rate. It should be at capital L. Okay, so this is for any function, so which is smooth n-house. Okay, so I will take n-house regularity. Actually, I don't need exactly this thing. It's not needed to have so regular function, but okay, I take that. Of course, I need some boundary condition, so I just take the homogeneous boundary condition for KdV. I mean, this kind of thing. You take so function like this, and of course, so this property is true for any S which is larger than some value S0, and any Q in the class that I have defined. And finally, psi is some function which is regular and strictly positive. Well, it's quite easy to construct. You can construct it. It exists some function psi, such as you have this kind of estimate. This is so-called global Kalman estimate. We just assume that we don't need to have function with compact support in space. Okay, and so the idea is that if this thing is 0, so you have some additional information which tells you that necessarily Q has to be 0. But actually you have more because you have nice estimate for all these derivatives. And with all of this, you can prove the null controllability result. Okay, so you use it, and you combine it with the smoothing effect, and with that, you obtain the null controllability result. So some comment. So we don't have exact controllability in L2. It can be seen quite easily for the linearized equation and also for the nonlinear one, and it's just a consequence of the smoothing effect. We don't have that. And so why do we have a so different result when we control from the left and from the right? So maybe there is some interpretation in terms of the Airy function, which is not symmetric. Well, another way is to look at the behavior of the high frequency. So you just write the dispersion relation, and you look at the propagation of the high frequency. When you do that, you see that the high frequency actually propagates to the left. And so the way I see the thing is the following, but well, it's not exactly some mathematical proof, but if you control the things at L, as you can control the high frequency and they propagate to the left, you can control everything. And so you obtain some exact controllability. Now, if you put the control at the left, as the high frequency propagates to the left and not to the right, you are not able to control the high frequency and you just have a null controllability. That's the reason for which you don't have the same kind of result. Okay, so that's what we can say for the finite domain. And now what can be said about some infinite domain? The results are even worse. And actually, to my knowledge, there are no results for the full nonlinear equation. There are just some partial results for the linearized equation. And I will just give some of them. So first, to begin with, we have a negative result. It's a proposition. It's not really a theorem. Which tells you that for any positive, my domain will be the half line. And okay, roughly, I will consider this kind of equation. Starting from 0. So at time 0, you start from y0. And for instance, you can consider the Dirichlet boundary condition at x equals 0. It could be a reasonable control. Okay. So what can be said about that? So we have first a negative thing. So for any positive time, you can find some initial state such that for any trajectory of KdV which is bounded in the energy space, you cannot reach 0. So for any trajectory which is just in this space, y at time capital T is different from 0. So for any choice of the control input, actually, if your trajectory is in the classical energy space, there is no chance to reach 0. I mean, you don't have even the null controllability. So it's bad. It's quite bad. And okay, so actually, it was proved for the heat equation by Miku and Zhuazhua that even the initial state that are infinitely smooth with compact support, this state cannot be driven to 0 if you consider solutions with a finite energy. Okay, so if we want to obtain a positive result, it means that you have to forget about this kind of condition. So in some sense, we need some control coming from infinity. So the obstruction comes actually from that, from this property. And actually, if we drop this property, we can recover some exact control property. And so I can state you one result about that. In 2001. So I will introduce this kind of space. It may be useful. So if I have any function w of x, a weight actually, so this thing is just a space of function for which this L2 norm is finite. Okay, so this is just a weight. And so the result is, if you take any initial state, say in L2, if you take any final state, stay in L2 with this weight, so it may be quite large actually. So B is any positive number. Then you can find a solution of KdV starting from y0 and that arrive to y1 in time t. So this some function. So it will be actually locally square integrable. Such that, so you have a solution of KdV. And of course, you can take some boundary condition at x0, but I'll just take the implicit formulation. I have a solution of my problem in this domain between the time 0 and capital T up to infinity. And we can do that. Okay, so for instance, you can take y0 equals 0 and y1 of x equal 1 for any x. So you can reach this function by a trajectory of KdV. The point is actually you will have a bad behavior at infinity of your trajectory. It is expected to be unbounded actually. And so it's quite completely difficult to obtain a similar result for the nonlinear equation. In some sense, you have to pay a price because you cannot find a solution in this class. So of course, it's not completely understood. So later on, I obtained some band about the behavior at infinity by proceeding in a quite different way. So I give some remark. So we can obtain some estimate for y at infinity, because this is actually the problem. Like, so y of xt is less than some constant, the exponential of x to some power for any, you take any r between 5/3 and 3. Any r actually in this domain. Okay, you can find trajectory like this, but of course it's very bad. It's very bad, and actually, to prove that, actually, I proceed not in the same way as I did here. So the idea is to construct fundamental solution for the KdV with compact support in time. Okay? And actually, this kind of things was done by Jones. So you can do almost the same computation as Jones did for the heat equation. So Jones was able to construct a fundamental solution with compact support in time. And of course, if you have any initial data, you do the computation, the convolution with this fundamental solution. And after some time, okay, you are at 0. And so in some sense, you have solved your control problem. The point is that with this kind of fundamental solution, you have a very bad behavior at infinity. And for the heat equation, Jones obtained actually a quite sharp result. And it is related to the uniqueness of the solution when you take into account the behavior at infinity. So this thing is very well understood for the heat equation, but I think that for KdV, there are a lot of things to understand. It's not, for me, it's not clear. For the heat, it's sharp. So it's related to uniqueness result for the linear equation, and a classical result by Teclin. And this result was obtained before the Second World War. It was in 1936. And this is for the heat equation. So, a lot of open question, because nothing is really well understood. So, try to obtain a sharp result. Of course, obtain a control result for the full KdV equation. And the point, of course, is to obtain a result for the linear equation in a good class for which you can deal with the nonlinear one. But, of course, we are very far to obtain such a class with a so bad estimate. So it's completely open. Well, maybe I will skip, or maybe I will talk a little bit about the stabilization problem. Okay, so you can have a look at the stabilization problem with some damping, also on the half line. So you can still consider this kind of equation. So you put some damping. And now X is on the half line. So you take, for instance, Dirichlet boundary condition at 0. So there is a result by Felipe Linares and Ademir Pazotto. Which tells you that it's not here, just a minute. There we are. Okay, so if B of x is strictly positive for x in some interval 0, L, and capital L plus infinity, where you have epsilon less than capital L, then we have a global exponential stability in L2. Okay, so this is a result in in 2009. And okay, it was also extended by Pazotto and myself. I think 1 year later. So if you just assume that B is strictly positive for x larger than capital L. So you don't need to have a neighborhood of 0 in the support of B. And so you have a similar result and overstatements of a result also as well in weighted space, in weighted Sobolev space. Okay? So roughly what you have to do is to control. So after some capital L, you have to put a damping almost everywhere. So of course, some issue is, can you improve this result by considering a damping which is only supported on the reunion of some open set like this? So this is still actually open. And you have actually some result of this form by Lucero, Luz de Teresa, and Manuel Burgos for the heat equation. So we could expect that a similar result could be obtained as well for KdV. But it has still to be done. So B is strictly positive here, and so on. Okay. So I think I will stop now, and on tomorrow I will pass to the BBM equation, the Benjamin-Ono equation, and Boussinesq. Okay. Thank you.